Boom. So Grant Reynolds can't get on me now because I did not record it. It's a fact. He will get on me. I know he will. All right, guys, welcome. My name is Chris Cook. I'm Direct to Symmetry Financial Group. I've been blessed to be so for past 6.5 years. Welcome to today's Zoom session call. Going to be a special call. Just calling out the leaderboards. It's going to be a special thing today. I tell you, it's been another fantastic week by a lot of you guys out there. Just went out there and made it happen. Just another killer week, and just a tremendous thing. I think we're only like 2,000 AP off from our all-time record high. And folks, we just did that during the middle of COVID and a pandemic. So how impressive is that? 2,000 off from an all-time record high for our group and our organization. So way to go. Kudos to each and every one of you out there participating, and just another tremendous week from everybody. So I'll get into some of these leaderboards. Love recognizing people that we'll do app count leaderboards first. I'll start out with that. I think that's really good. People that wrote over 5 or more apps this past week. We got Jeffrey Miller coming in at 5 applications, Betsy Barr at 5 applications. We got Mr. Grant Reynolds with 6 applications. We got Laura Davis with 7 applications, and we've got, can only be one number one, a strong week from this young man. And also he had a special week out in the world himself. 13 applications from Mr. Elijah Crujo. Way to go, Elijah Crujo. And you had a little something special go on personally this past week, buddy. Just super proud of you, man. Saw the good news out on Facebook. I'll probably, when you're a special guest on here, well, heck, let's just take you a second here. What happened to you, buddy? Can you share the good news with everybody, or do you want to share the good news with everybody?
Absolutely, man. This is a family. I got engaged yesterday.
You did?
Yeah.
You did, man. I was like excited. I didn't see it. I was going away to a cabin this weekend, and I come back, and I'm like, man, Elijah done went and got engaged. Busy. Wrote 13 applications this week, and
dude, I was focused. I didn't really know what else to do with myself with the week leading up, so I just worked my tail off.
Decided to go get, engaged during the process, right? So, yeah. Well, super proud of you, buddy, and happy for you and Maggie, and special things are coming, my friend. You are certainly going to make it happen. So,
thank you so much, man.
Congratulations from the entire family here today to you, buddy. Happy for you, and can't wait to meet your fiance. So
yeah, it'll be great. I'm pumped. Yeah. We were talking about, I don't know when the next conference is going to be, but obviously she'll be there, and it'll be a blast.
Well, have you set a date? You guys got a date yet?
We do not have a date picked. We've got a time frame. We're going to get married early next summer. So
I like it.
Summer 2021.
I like it. Well, that's awesome, man. Well, happy for you, buddy. Super congratulations.
Thank you so much, man.
Happy for you, buddy. Way to set the example, as always, my friend. So that was our app count leaderboard. I'm going to get into everybody that wrote over 3,000 with us this past week. 3,046, Mr. Christopher Martin out in Missouri. Way to go. Amy Ostrom, 3,147. Way to go, Amy. Val Zarn, 3,298. Shane Dez, 3,600. Steve Devine, 3,709. DJ Robinson, you're going to hear this name a lot, 3,842. James Trent Price, we know him as Trent Price. Way to go, Trent. 4,139. Mr. Paul Sharp, you certainly are sharp, buddy. 4,694. Jordan Gillum, way to go, Jordan, 4,741. Now getting into our top 5 for the week. Jeffrey Miller, 4,916. Betsy Barr, strong on our leaderboards almost every week right now, 6,136. Getting into the elite region here, Mr. Grant Reynolds, 9,491. Way to go, buddy. That's a strong week, sir. Excellent week, my friend. Elijah Crujo, number 2. Elijah's probably like, you couldn't let me be number 1 on a week that I wrote over 14,000? 14,314. Couldn't be number 1. You were number 2. Number 2. 14,314. You know why? Because when Julian Tate decides to go write apps, he does not write small apps. He writes big apps. And he had 14,587 hailing from the great state of Indiana. Way to go, Julian Tate, buddy. 14,587. Elijah, your big day and everything, man. Man couldn't let you be number one, right? You've been trying to climb up that list. You did 13,000 a couple of weeks ago, and Grant had 22,000. It's like, what's going on, man? Hey, number one in our hearts, though, buddy. You're number one in our hearts, right, man? So good job. Julian Tate, super proud of you, buddy. 14,587. Buddy, that is a tremendous week, no matter how you slice it. Both of you up there over 14,000. Very special week right there inside the organization. Super proud of everybody. Business building leaderboards. Where do you find your Julian Tate, your Elijah Crujo, your Grant Reynolds? Well, you start showing the plan and you share the plan. Do it long enough and you'll build an organization. You know what I mean? And you just got to consistently go out there and do it. You know, that's the key. You know, it's consistent activity over time, and you will find good people, and good people will do good things here at Symmetry Financial. Who shared it the most here this past week? Mr. Barry Davis, Jared Gillum, and myself. We all went out and shared the plan with other people because we care about them. We think Symmetry is a tremendous opportunity. And so we wanted to share it with other people. And so proud of everybody on those leaderboards, which leads us to another great category, who actually turned STPs into people that are signed a contract with Symmetry Financial. Mr. Jason Marino, proud of you, buddy, on that leaderboard this week, brand new recruit. Jeffrey Miller, going to see great things from Jeffrey Miller. He's upped his recruiting game. It's going to be some big stuff coming. Way to go, buddy. Mr. Grant Reynolds, 2 this past week. Way to go, big time. All of us tied here at the number 1 spot. So Grant Reynolds, Elijah Crujo also had 2 this past week. Way to go, buddy. And me and Miss Tina, we also had 2 this week. Me and Tina's always good for a 2 spot, aren't we, Tina? Mm-hmm. Right? So congratulations to me and Tina. We always do. So, groups of the week this past week. Now, this is pretty remarkable. Groups of the week this past week, coming in at the number 3 spot, we got Mr. Val Zarn and his organization at 11,037. Way to go, Val Zarn and that organization, key leader organization, getting it done. Coming in at the number 2 spot. The number 1 spot overall was pretty highly coveted this week. Let's just say the number 2 spot was the Neubauer organization at $31,671 in premium. Way to go, Neubauer organization. That's some impressive stuff. Number 1, I'm telling you, you're going to hear a lot about that organization, Grant Reynolds and that team. 35,615 on 30 applications. That's some strong business, Mr. Grant Reynolds. That's strong business, buddy. No matter how you slice it, how you look at it, that is just strong. Super proud of that organization and Neubauer as well, buddy. 31,000 in y'all's group. That's special stuff. And like I said, folks, we were 2,000 away from my all-time record high this past week. How awesome is that? Way to go. And y'all did it during a worldwide pandemic and where most of the industry is running for the hills. You guys are facing it. You guys are leaning into it. So very proud of everybody on this leaderboard. That was awesome. That was fun to call out. I like that team. That's what we want to call out every week, right, buddy? So it's good stuff. So Tina, I'm going to let you lead off with some Tina's tips of the week and help these people out there in business. You got some tips for us, Tina?
I do. So the very first thing I want to talk about is Mutual of Omaha. They are 4 weeks behind in their contracting for new agents. So once your new agent completes their link and it gets sent to Mutual of Omaha, it is 4 weeks before it gets processed. So what we have started doing is we have started new agents out using American Amicable and then Foresters, just until Mutual of Omaha can get caught back up. That might help a little bit.
Sorry, I'm muting myself back and forth so they don't get the background here in the office. So I just want to make a comment on that. So what that really ultimately means to you leaders out there, if you've got new people starting in your organization, it's just normally we start them out with MM and MOO. It's just translation. Wouldn't do the MOO because we don't want them to wait 3 weeks to get paid. Now, here's the good part. After 3 weeks, they're going to get contracted just like normal, and you can be able to start them on that process at that time. So no big deal. Just make sure, little guidance, get them over there to it. just to make sure, because what it is, when we bring new people on, we want to make sure we get them paid and paid quickly. We know that's a key for them in this organization. We know it's key for them, profitability for them and their families. And so that's the reason that we want to give that tip out to everybody. So.
Also with Mutual of Omaha, they are not accepting applications that are fully underwritten for people over the age of 70. It will allow you on their software to quote that, but they will not accept it. It's just during this COVID time that they have changed that. So just be aware of that they're not going to accept those apps when you turn them in if they're over 70 and fully underwritten.
Right. And for those of you out there, you can always get with a key leader, agency owner. If you have a client with a need above that, they can guide you exactly what to write. So don't panic and think that's anything, hugely wild or anything like that. We can do it. And I promise you guys, I wrote a ton of business in the field. I rarely, like 99 out of 100, ever wrote a policy of a fully underwritten with a person over the age of 70. It's like Grant's over there. He can count it all in one hand how many he's written in the 2.5 years he's been. Yeah. So you're really not going to run in that much. But if you do, say you're like, man, I think I need this, and call your agency owner, call your key leader and get some guidance on where you would go. Simple process. Don't panic about it. It's just something we're going through during the COVID process. I muted you.
That's okay. One more thing.
I'm muting myself. I muted you. That was pretty awesome.
Just wanted to talk about if you have a recruit or someone new starting in a new state that you have to have a license in, you need to let me know so I can make sure that Chris has a license in that state as well. So just any kind of new states, just let us know.
Yeah, that's important, folks, because, as we grow, and certainly we're growing by leaps and bounds right now. You could have a person direct to a person up underneath somebody in a state. Just remember, we want to make sure communication. Anytime that you're getting licensed in a new state, you should think, the very first thought in your head should be, have I told the person I'm in business with? Have I told my upline? Right? And that should go all the way up the chain, because we all need to know if we're hiring people in new states, because pretty soon we're going to have about all 50 states covered. I think me and Tina got a shocker the other day. I think we're now bringing on Hawaii, right? Just in our
We
group.
are, yes, Hawaii.
Yeah. So cool part is Hawaii's now on our footprint. And that's just in our group. Keep in mind, symmetry's all over the United States. But hey, as you grow and you grow an organization, just realize these things will become more complicated. That we all need to stay in really good communication and things like that. So anything else, Miss Tina?
I think that's good for me.
Well, that is an excellent Tina's tips of the week, buddy. I always appreciate you and all your due diligence on that end. Let's see. Next thing I want to promote, we got Mr. Zarn coming up tomorrow. If you're a brand new agent with us and don't know who Zarn is, he finished number 2 in personal production, submitting over 300,000 in business last year here at Symmetry Financial. He's the number 3 personal producer year to date this year. So hey, I'm telling you, you're gonna hear one of our top 3 personal producers tomorrow, how to go out and personally produce and make this business happen and happen at a high level. And so plug into that call if you're brand new. If you want to go out and take this business to another level, put that on your calendar, 11 a.m. Eastern. If you have brand new people in your organization, I would plug them into that call. And a lot of people, I think, miss this part, because a lot of people are like, well, I got to wait for a corporate overview for people to do it. I don't know if you guys know this. If I interview a brand new person on a Monday or a Tuesday, and it's before that call, I'll say, hey, do you want to look in on our live training? You with me? There's nothing more attractive for a brand new person than to look into the culture of our company and how our training works. And then I'll say, hey, we'll follow up with you afterwards and see what you think. You with me? And if they're like, hey, that was awesome, great, we probably got a fit. And then if they're like, no, that sucked, I really didn't get anything out of it, like, okay, well, probably not a good fit. So, you know what I mean? It's not that complicated, but I ask, y'all see Keenan Roop up there, I see Robert Bowles, and I see Michael Lansu, Ken Thompson. I just don't want everybody here to understand that all these tools are here in place for all of you. to go ahead and build this business quick. And you don't have to be the hero of your story. You can utilize Zarn tomorrow to leverage your business. It's something that if you guys watch people build a business and build it correctly, that's the way they do it. It's not about them being the hero. It's about edifying the people who are getting it done, and you can plug people into it. And I say, anybody out there, I challenge you to do those things. We should fill that call up with 50 to 100 people a week. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the veterans. It's got to be just new people that are coming out, getting it going, and getting this thing going in the right direction. Just wanted to edify that call because I know that's some really good stuff. Coming up today, if you want to really get good at your sales technique, we got some sales training coming up for you today, hosted by my good buddy, Kevin Purdy. Kevin Purdy has been a part of Symmetry Financial for over 8 years now. And folks, you want to know how to make it happen at a high level, him and his sales team does. And they're going to be hosting a sales training call today at 12 noon Eastern. So if you need additional sales training, plug yourself into it, plug your team into it. He's also going to have Scott Summers on there, and the title of the call is the ADT Sales Method. So they're going to teach you how to go out and help families and how to take this thing to another level. And I'm telling you, a lot of you, it looks like you are plugging in because you guys are destroying it out there, helping families. You guys are helping a lot of families. All right, so I think that's all from me. Got my good buddy Zarn out there. Oh, you out there, buddy?
I'm here, sir.
And you are. Hey, is that blower still blowing? Because I don't hear it at all.
It is not. Nice and quiet out. I wanted to show off our blue sky. It's been covered in ash for about 2 weeks now. So.
Yeah. So did the wind blow
Yep.
blow it away, or is it blowing in the other direction, or is it the fire's out?
No, there's lots of fire still going, but fortunately nothing near me, and just blessed to have a decent air quality today and focusing on that good stuff. Yep.
Hey, we're happy for you, buddy. Always been a part of our leadership team, man, since the day you walked in this door. So very proud of you. Thank you for being on the call today. I think you're going to share with us Slight Edge, right?
Yep.
All right.
All right. Well, I appreciate the opportunity, Chris. All right. Thanks, man. Always a pleasure to be with you guys. My name is Zarn, reaching out to you from now sunny Southern California. We've had a red sky for a couple of weeks here, but you know, God bless the firefighters, and our hearts go out to them, and our hearts and prayers go out with them. So today I get to cover the Slight Edge. Going through the middle of the book here, we're going to cover the remaining part of part 1 and touch on part 2 a little bit, and then I'm sure we'll be closing it out last week. And super excited to have the chance to do this. So what I want to do is first build on what Betsy Barr so eloquently covered last week. I want to touch on this real quick, and then we're going to pick up from that point. So she covered 4 points. Decide to make this your job. Determine your process. Set your schedule and stick to it, and be consistent. So these are really, really fundamental blocking and tackling, very basic things that we need to focus on. If we can master these things, we can be successful here. Something I loved on a conference call this week that I picked up, it says you can't get upset for not getting the results you didn't work for. And you can't get upset for not getting the results you didn't work for. And the Slight Edge is about mastering the mundane. So basically what we do, we always say, you know, it's not, it's simple, but not easy. So everything we do, there's no rocket science here. We have, you know, we follow very proven steps. So again, deciding to make this as your job, that eliminates excuses, right? Are you showing up at work? Are you punching the clock? If you're not, you can't expect to get paid. Determining your process, keeping it simple, sticking to your schedule, having that integrity of your schedule, and working consistently. Realizing that someday doesn't exist. Right? Who's promised tomorrow? Nobody's promised tomorrow. There's only today. And I love this, how it said, your ship is not coming in. Ship's not coming in. It's already here. It's docked and waiting. It's docked and waiting. So you notice how you never see successful people win the lottery. What's funny is I'm actually completely stopped, but for a long time I would buy maybe one lottery ticket a year, and it'd be very unintentional, just be on a whim. And I would let that thing sit in my wallet and sit in my wallet and sit in my wallet long after whatever they do, the draws or whatever they call them. And the funny thing was, the reason why I didn't want to look at it, there's 2 reasons, is it was fun knowing that I could be the winner. As long as I didn't check the results, I knew I could be the winner. So there was still a possibility there. But the funny thing is, that I was like, a part of me was scared to win. I was scared to win because that's not how I want my life story to be written, right? I want to create that level of success on my own, right? I don't want to be that proverbial lottery winner or whatever. Not that there's necessarily anything wrong with it, no judgment there. It's fun if you look at for entertainment value, and that's what I did. So luck is not preparedness meeting opportunity. Luck is a constancy of preparedness. So it's the mundane things that we do every day that actually creates the opportunity. And breakthroughs happen, but it's important to know that it's through planting, cultivating, and harvesting. Overnight successes are usually years in the making. Overnight successes are usually years in the making. Expecting success without hard work, I always say this, is like skipping the second number of a combination lock. You could say, I'm working really hard at this thing, but you're not following the steps. The lock's never going to open. And that's just the same thing as skipping the cultivation step. So we talk about mastering the mundane and just working hard, right? This business is easy if you work it hard. This business is really hard if you work it easy. All right. So in the book here, it talks about Michael Phelps in the 2008 Olympics going for his 7th gold medal. Leading up to that point in Beijing in 2008, in the 112-year history of the Olympics, only one person had ever reached that level of 7 gold medals in one Olympics, and he was going for the 7th gold. And if you go back and watch that video, it's just amazing. He's up against this amazing field. He's coming from behind, and maybe we'll show this on another call, but he comes back. It's a butterfly. It's a 100-meter. It's back there and back on an Olympic pool, and he's behind. He's behind as they're coming in the home stretch, and he wins by 1/100th of a second. It was one of those amazing moments in Olympic history. And do you think that ever so slight edge came from anything but him showing up for work every single day, putting in the time, putting in the practice? That is how he attained that level. Amazing. I rewatched that a few times this weekend. And I watched it with my son, which is really cool, who's in swimming. So do you think he was committed to his job? You bet he was committed to his job. The book goes on to talk about how the slight edge plus happy habits equals success. So happiness is created by doing simple, easy things and doing them every day. So we talk about the mundane, right? So it's not success that leads to happiness. And I think that's a myth that a lot of people get stuck in. When we talk about that whole lottery analogy, I don't have these grand illusions that if I won the lottery, that would make me happy, right? But if I'm able to create that level of success and income and influence and impact, I believe that would certainly make me happy. So there's more happiness creates more success. So how do we do that? How do we become more happy? And I love how it dives into this. This is a great book that we read a few months ago. It was called The Happiness Advantage, which is also great. And we do this by creating happy habits. So here are some suggestions for happy habits, and this is in the book. Write down every morning 3 things that you're grateful for. Write down every morning 3 things that you're grateful for, and have them be something different every day. Okay. This will affect you. You're going to create create habits with these. Journal for 2 minutes a day about one positive experience you've had over the past 24 hours. So reflect on your day, the previous day, and write about it. Focus on that positive thing that happened that previous day. Meditate daily. And this is nothing fancy or whatever. It's just basically stopping and relaxing, and just focus on your breathing for 2 minutes, just slowing down for 2 minutes. Number 4 is do a random act of kindness every single day, okay? And exercise for at least 15 minutes a day. So we talked about mastering the mundane and how this can have a long-term profound impact on our lives. You know, one of the ways that they recommend as far as living a happy, healthy life is to elevate your heart rate for 20 minutes and doing that 3 times a day. So if you're doing that plus exercising for 15 minutes a day, you can literally add, and they kind of go together, is add years to your life, right? So these simple habits combined with reading at least 10 pages a day of the right kind of books, personal development, business books, things are relative to your growth, developing you as a person, will literally change your life. So I would challenge you first off, if you're not reading 10 pages a day, you're anchoring yourself to the past. Okay, so we need to continue to grow daily. So I would challenge you to start reading 10 pages a day, at least if you're not already, and hopefully most of you are, and then picking up one of those habits and doing that for a 21-day period, and then picking up another habit. Okay, so reading 10 pages a day and either writing 3 things down that you're grateful for, journaling, meditating, doing random acts of kindness, or exercising for 15 minutes a day. Greatness starts from a tiny beginning. It's those tiny little beginnings, and it's not something predetermined or predestined. It's always in the moment of the decision. When I read that, that impacted me. It's always in the moment of that decision. It's these little moments throughout the day. What decisions are we going to be making throughout the day? And life is always in motion, and the path is either curving upward or it's curving downward, but it's not staying flat. Right? There's really nothing neutral. It's either positive or negative. And what are we doing? Which path are we choosing? No matter what, you're always at a moment. And the question and challenge I have for you today is, what are you going to do differently? And which path are you choosing? And Chris, with that, I'm going to kick it back to you, my friend.
Unmuting myself here. You know, that's so profound. You know, what are you doing daily? And you really think of those. You know, I just want to share a personal thing that has really impacted me from one of these Shawn Achor's 5 happy habits. A lot of you that know me personally know that a lot of mornings I start out with playing basketball. I get up it's either 5:32 or 5:27 a.m. in the morning. And then I get up and I go play basketball, and I usually do it for an hour and a half, or 2 hours at a time. And I just want to share that with everybody. I promise you, there's not been many mornings that I was like, man, I feel awesome. I really want to go play basketball. Like, most mornings were like this morning. It was a weekend. We went and I celebrated my wife's birthday this past weekend, and it was a long weekend. I was very tired when I got home, right? And I was tired this morning when 5:27 a.m. hit. But I always know, because I've done this little habit long enough, Val, that if I go do it, I'm going to feel better afterwards than I do right now. I didn't feel like going. I wanted to go right back to bed. I promise you, I wanted to go right back to bed. Just like all of you will, you know, it's always like, the conundrum is, do we wait till we feel like doing something? And it's just like someday, right? It ain't ever going to be there if you wait till you feel like doing it. There's a lot of little things in this business you're not going to feel ever like doing, but you also realize that those little things that you're missing can make a big difference over time if you consistently choose to do those things. And I just share that with you because now that playing basketball is like my little drug that gets me going. I feel so much better now than I did 3 hours ago, right now. Like, I just feel so much better. I was feeling groggy. I was feeling tired. But because I made that discipline, that choice, right, to go out and go play basketball, I feel so much better about my day. I feel so much more engaged with the people that I talk to. Whereas if I chose not to, I can promise you I'd still be a lot more groggy right now, right? And so in that reading, you know, I sat down and I read after I played basketball this morning. I want to share this with all of you. It's like, I have people in my family, my aunts, my uncles and stuff, and they knew me before I read books, and they know me afterwards. And they're like, what changed? Like, why are you so different now than you were before? And I said, I changed the people I associated with, and I changed the books I read. And that was too simple for them. So what is it? You know what I mean? Then they asked me again, so really? That's it? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I just changed
what I was reading. Yeah, the book talks about it's easy to do. The book talks about it's easy to do and it's easy not to do.
Right.
And, you know, when you talk about working out, it's like, I don't have the energy to do it. Like, I'm tired, right? And the crazy thing about exercise and working out is that it actually gives you more energy. It doesn't take energy. Right? Yes, there's effort, there's exertion, what have you, but you feel energized. I'll speak for myself, and I think you just said it too. I always feel better after the workout.
Yeah. Feel more energized.
Not before, but after. Correct.
Yeah. And I love you say that, because Lauren, she'll say, that's my wife, but some of you don't know, she goes, you shouldn't go this morning because I don't think you're feeling well. And I'm like, no, I'm going to go because I don't feel well. And because that actually will make me feel better. And that's just the way my body functions and way. And, you know, I really want to speak to everybody really about this next part that he went over. And I just want to hit in it a little bit deeper. It's like every morning, write down three new things that you're grateful for. That's such a powerful thing. It's an endorphin for the mind, because, you know, I've always said, if I could give you one of two things, I could give you my skill set, or I could give you my mindset. A lot of people would be like, oh, Chris, I want your skill set because I know you've written a lot of apps and I know that'll make me a lot of money. And it's like, if you were my son, I would give you the advice that you would want my mindset way more than you'd want my skill set, because the mindset will create the skill set. And what gets your mind primed for a proper day is thinking about things that you're grateful for. I don't see grateful people in this industry fail in this industry. I'm telling you, grateful people make it long term here. Grateful people make this a wonderful thing. And I challenge you to start that habit with you and your family out there. If you're hearing this for the first time, it's like, start these little habits that if you will start to apply, you will be amazed at the happiness it starts to bring to your life. Because we always talk about the happiness advantage. There's a book I read in happiness psychology. And a lot of people think, well, if I had, you know, your money in the bank account, I'd be happy. And it's like, I promise you this, I got happy way before I ever got the money. Happiness came first. And then as a byproduct of the different things that all those little things added up, it created the other stuff. But I promise you, the happiness came first. And it's because even when I was broke as a joke and I didn't have $100 to my name, and I'm out there running appointments and I'm driving and I'm getting no-showed in the middle of the night, and I'm driving home with my spicy chicken sandwich, drinking my big gulp from Wendy's, I still had a vision of this being my future, because that morning I started off with the things I was grateful for. So I challenge you, if that's what you want your future to look like, are you, ask yourself, are you doing these little things that will start you on that path? Ask yourself that. Anything you want to add to that, Val?
No, I think you hit the nail on the head, man. And it's like I said, just to reiterate it, easy to do, it's easy not to do. So the challenge again is going to be, what are you going to do different today than you did yesterday? Right. Because, our past wants to hold us back, and to look forward, we have to grow, right? And change our habits. We are exactly where we're supposed to be in life based on the decisions and habits that we've chose to make up to this point. So for something to change, something's got to change.
Right. And
it's really that simple.
And think about this. We'll leave you with this, because I always love this. There's two things you can't change. You can't change it. So you can't worry about what you can't change. You can't change other people, and you can't change your past. You can't change other people, and you can't change the past. Here's the good news is there's two things you can change. You can change yourself, and you can change your future. Concentrate on those two things. Don't concentrate on your past. Don't concentrate on other people. Concentrate on yourself and your future. You guys will have a great day, great week. Thank you, Zarn. I always love hearing from you, my brother. Talk to you guys soon.
Chris.
Everybody have a good week.
Yeah.
See you guys.